Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to A Gathering Place. And today is Small Business Sunday. Every second Sunday, we come on A Gathering Place and we talk to small businesses and micro businesses in the Gullah Geechee community. And we have a great guest, Mr. Tyrone Hill from North Carolina, who's going to introduce himself to us, his company, HT Hill Music and Edutainment, LLC, and the work that he's doing and how he got into the business. Because we hope that you will support our Gullah Geechee small and micro businesses. And we'll learn more right after, what we got to do, folks. We got to do that opening right after the opening.
Hello, I'm Marilyn Hemingway, and welcome to A Gathering Place. I said, I'm stepping back because we have young voices who want to be heard and they're moving on something.
Branding is really important to you and your business.
Even a basic type of technology, you'll learn it all.
And people are
Good question. Well, folks, we're back. And of course, this is Marilyn Hemingway. And I have a nice background. Isn't that like? I love that art piece. Well, very interesting art piece. Yes, it's different from my usual background because we're traveling. As a matter of fact, Tyrone is traveling also. But when you're in business, especially small and micro businesses, you make it happen. So that's what's going on, folks. Both of us are in Starbucks in two different cities, but that's the wonderful thing about technology. We can still come together wherever we are. So thank you for coming and joining us on The Gathering Place. Get your questions and comments ready, and let's bring in our special guest, Mr. Tyrone Hill. Tyrone, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, you're looking great, looking wonderful. Love your background also. I think mostly rely on Starbucks on giving us some good background. So
Oh yeah, I think that's a moth or a butterfly, something.
it does, yeah, it does look like a butterfly or some type of moth. So yeah, we are here hanging out together on The Gathering Place. But today is Small Business Sunday, and thank you for reaching out and introducing yourself to us. I am so excited about learning more about your business. So first, let's start with Tyrone Hill. What is your background? Now, your company is Tyrone Hill Music and Edutainment, LLC. But tell us, how did you get into music? What's your personal journey?
Oh wow! Ever since I was a kid, and I tell some people, and they chuckle when I tell them this. I wasn't really serious about music to start out with. I would write songs for the folks that bullied me, and I would write a song about them to get back at them, and I teach it to the kids in the neighborhood and have them sing it. So that was my way of fighting back. And then they grew, started going to church and everything, and singing in the church choir. And I never thought that I'd be having a music business or becoming a minister of music. So over the years, things progressed into that. So I got further along in my relationship with the and it took off from there, networking with other musicians and singers, and I developed a passion for it. I found that music is therapy, and it really brings people together.
It does, doesn't it? And I have to say that you were very clever in making the songs and things up when you were a child. So that speaks to music really is a universal language, but it also speaks to the brightness, the cleverness, the intelligence of people who enjoy music. And I just pulled up a picture of you performing, but while we're talking here, what I want to know is, how did you go from learning about music and doing more like a personal thing to making it a business?
Well, of course, with making anything a business is sort of a risk, but I've learned over the years that if you're passionate about it, it seems to be more of a risk that's worth taking, and you're able to pour yourself into it a little more because you're passionate about it. It's not about making money. And it tied in the historical aspect came into play surprisingly. Uh, I've always wanted to be a business owner, and I just didn't know how the two would tie together. Uh, Researching my history and my bloodline for years, and it's just mind blowing to me that it's all come together finally. Um, Understanding the Gullah Geechee uh, side and why I'm attracted to certain instruments and certain types of music, and why certain ethnicities mistook me as near kin. Like some of the Nigerians that come over to the county actually thought I was a cousin. It may be true.
That's true. Maybe just because I tell folks when I started the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce, if you follow the transatlantic slave route in the Caribbean islands, North and South America, I said, we're all cousins. We are all cousins because we all come from West Africa.
Yeah.
Or Central Africa, and Nigeria is West African. So when you say the instruments and you can relate to the instruments, tell us about that. What instruments do you play and how do you relate to them?
The bongos and the congas call to me. They stir up a special place on the inside of me. They empower me. They make me think of the creator and the ancestors. It makes me feel more centered whenever I hear it. So I stick very close to that instrument. I play the keyboard, a little bit of the drums, the guitar. Uh, can't say that I'm a master at it, but I do play those instruments, and I love to work with folks that play as well. You know, iron sharpens iron.
So you kind of jump into it, and the more you perform, the more the better you get. You know, the more you perform, the better you get. So what type of performances do you do? If I wanted you to come perform, what type of performances do you do?
Well, I can do a solo performance and take it back to the old school songs like Teddy Pendergrass and Luther Vandross. We do R&B 90s. I can take requests, and I also contract out other musicians and artists to do gigs with me if someone wants to have, you know, not just a solo act, but say a three-person band or a larger band for live music. My company will hire musicians that play very well and singers to be independent contractors for that particular event.
So if I wanted you to say play at a wedding, and there's a mutual friend of ours, Queen Quet, who's a collaborative partner with the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce, and I see you two look like you two are at a festival. Was this Gullah Geechee Family Day?
It's actually the first Gullah Geechee ring shout for the Brunswick Islands of North Carolina. I actually planned that and coordinated it after finding out that I was Gullah Geechee. So thankfully, Queen Quet, when she got my email, she responded very promptly, and it was more than a blessing to have her come there, share her presence and her knowledge.
Very good, wonderful. So tell us about this event that you planned, the Ring Shout. And yes, it is deeply rooted in Gullah Geechee culture, but tell us about how you decided to make this event happen.
I can sum it up with one word: Sankofa, to get it back, to take back what you lost. And digging into my family history and into the bloodline, which I love to do, you discover so many different branches. And I found out my great grandfather's name was Solomon Eagles, and my great grandmothers, they were Eagles as well. And there's an island right in between Brunswick County, North Carolina, and New Hanover County called Eagle Island, where the USS battleship Wilmington rests. But I found out that it got its name from a Richard Eagles who brought up Gullah Geechee people from the Charleston Goose Creek region of South Carolina, and he brought them up to that island so that they can grow some rice. And that's where a lot of the families in the area came out from. that plantation. So that's how I made the connection, and it moved me to share this knowledge because even my parents did not know that we were Gullah Geechee. Thousands of descendants of the people from that island cross that bridge every day, and they don't know that they're connected to the land beneath it. So I felt that it was my duty. I was moved, I was urged by the creator and the ancestors to share that knowledge.
So why the ring shout? And before you answer that question, tell us what is the ring shout? Describe it for those in our viewing audience who may not know what it is.
Now, the ring shout, I'd say in simple terms, is basically church outside. It's a family reunion of sorts, a gathering. It's more spiritual. It has that spiritual element where you take time to honor those that are with you now, especially your elders, and also honor the ancestors, those that have already transitioned to the other side. And you honor the creator together, and you just enjoy each other's presence that day.
So is it an educational event? Is it a competition? Do you invite other ring shouters to come in and maybe they get a prize? Or
I want to eventually do that.
So you do plan on doing that eventually?
Yes, yes. I noticed that the Gullah Geechee corridor is like from North Carolina on down to Florida, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think just about every state in the corridor has a ring shouter team except North Carolina. So my desire is to build that team in North Carolina and have the other folks come, the other family come from the other states, and we can shout it out right there, barefoot.
That'll be a friendly competition, we know, but that actually is a very good plan, and congratulations to you for thinking about it. And if any of you have an opportunity to see the ring shots, and I grew up in the church seeing this stuff. I grew up in the church seeing we had Miss Bessalou. She was the mother of a minister I knew, and both of them have long gone. They are ancestors now. But she would get on the bench and walk the bench. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, I've definitely seen that.
And all that's tied in together, and she would just get that good shout on. And she was small and short to begin with. So when she hopped up on that bench, that's when you could see her. And I love the fact she had blue hair. That back in the day, when bluing of the hair. Because if the sun hits your hair right when it's blue, it actually brings out the white of the hair. And she would walk the bench. And that's related to ring shouting, also that shouting. It's just really a wonderful celebration of our culture. Have you had an opportunity to read the book Gullah Spirituals by Dr. Eric Crawford?
Not yet, but that will go on my list after today.
Please do. He was on the show here and did quite a bit of music songs from our culture that are on YouTube, and they're non-copyrighted now because it's older than, I believe it's 72 years when the copyright falls off. So we were able to play a little of the songs while he was on the show and listen to them, and he would explain the meanings of the songs and the connections to our West African ancestors. And that's the same thing with the ring shot. You said the bare feet, and you're outside and you're singing, you're in a ring, a circle.
Yes.
Man, that is, congratulations to you to thinking of that, and I'm looking forward. So it already happened this year, or is it coming up?
It happened May 21st of this year, and it's amazing that you mentioned about walking the pews in church, because a lot of people do that and they don't realize where that comes from. I didn't know that it was connected to the ring shout until you just said it. And see, that's the thing that I'd like to do with the edutainment portion, is to find out the things that really connect, that we don't even realize connect. When it comes to North Carolina Gullahs, we have the culture here, but a lot of us are not as connected as we should be. And I think it's because back in the day, a lot of it was suppressed, and we were taught growing up. But them folk over there across the line in South Carolina, they're geechee, and we didn't know that we were picking at ourselves.
You are not alone. There are a lot of folks who, as I tell people, I don't know too many people who wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and say, "I am gullah." We just are. It's how we worship. It's what we eat. It's how we eat. It's how we entertain visitors. It's how we sing, how we shout, how we grow our foods, our connection to the land and to the water. And once you start appreciating who you are, and many of us were older when we really start appreciating who we are, and then you start studying who you are, and start studying the culture, and you learn so much. I didn't know about the ring shout, but I knew about walking the bench. I can remember shouting in church, watching ladies in the church shouting, and they would turn and face the wall. And it was just something people did. That hand clapping, the foot stomping, all of it is connected because it's all traced back to our West African roots. It's all traced back to our West African roots. So it's a beautiful thing that you took it upon yourself to do that. So I want to hire you. Why would I hire you? Do you do weddings? What type of programs do you do? And if I wanted to hire you, how do I go about doing that?
I do weddings, I do parties, say conventions, festivals, and other events. I'm pretty much open-minded. Just throw your idea at me, and we'll see where we can go from there. I love to network wherever I can. Whatever idea you have, just throw it out to me, and I'll see what I can do.
Very good. Well, you are always welcome down here. I'm in Georgetown, South Carolina. And when I hear about stuff, I'll let you know. You are always welcome to join us. I just have some pictures of some ring shouters from Georgia. So just to show, and that's what they do. They're singing outside in a ring. And they're, shouting, singing. And that's what they're doing with the ring shout. So at the bottom of the screen, everybody, scrolling the entire show, is H.T. Hill Music and Edutainment, LLC, 910-524-4473. If you want to reach out to Tyrone and find out what he's planning for future, so you can be there. And also, if you're interested in hiring his business for your wedding, event, he said he'll travel. He'll come to you. So reach out to him also. So what other instruments, what other things do you sing? What other instruments do you play?
I do. I sing. As I mentioned earlier, I write songs, and pretty much, if I love to learn, so I'm always trying to find something new to pick up, and I love to watch people in their element. It's like watching the duck on water. Some people with certain instruments, they do it so well, and that's where I get into the recruiting part. I'm always scouting. So if someone's randomly singing, they might get a tap on the shoulder like, "Hey."
And you join in.
Yeah.
Very good. So are you prepared to sing maybe a short verse? Can you give us a short verse?
Okay. Of anything?
Anything that hits you.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the one of the main tracks that has the Gullah Geechee roots.
Okay.
I am a masterpiece. The master is inside of me. I have the right to be free. So I'm gonna set me free. Oh. Mm, 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 mm. Oh.
soon
Thank
as you
you.
started, as soon as you started, it brings you back. And y'all, Tyrone Hill, congrats, Tyrone Hill. Thank you for blessing us with your talent. Um, so you're in the Wilmington area. Where are you from? What was the Eagle Island? Am I correct in saying that?
I'm actually from a town called Charlotte,
And where
and
is that?
it's in Brunswick County. We call it the Brunswick Islands, and it's right across from Wilmington, like 30 minutes away.
Okay, okay. I will be in Wilmington towards the end of the month. We'll just maybe we could grab coffee or something together, and you can show me around. Um, so, have you always been home, or did you grow up there, leave, come back? Or have you always been in the area?
I've pretty much always been in the area, but I've always felt different. I always felt like there was something different about me, and I just couldn't quite, figure it out. And even when I worked certain jobs, some of my coworkers they would um, ask if I was from a foreign country,
Mm.
and I would be honest, I wasn't fronting or anything. I tell them I was from North Carolina, and then there was this one guy. I was at a job sweeping up dirt at the door, and he was a Nigerian. He came in the store. I was working at a shoe store. He came in there for me. He was following me all through the store, and he finally stopped me and he asked. He said, "Are you from Nigeria?" And I told him no. I said I was born and raised in North Carolina. And he just did not believe me. His wife had to come in the store to get him out. And when she got there, he asked her, he said, "Baby, don't he look like he's one of our family members?" And she looked at me and cocked her head to the side. And she said, "Yes. Are you sure you're not from Nigeria?" And so I told her no, but I call myself a Brunswick Islander.
So, do you find that the more that you're doing the work that you're doing, that more folks in your area are becoming more in tune with who they are, with their Gullah Geechee roots? Are you part of helping them become more in tune with who they are?
Yes, that's the goal because this knowledge is it's way too valuable for me to just discover and keep to myself. So I'm sharing it through my music. I'm sharing it through my spoken word. I do poetry as well,
Okay.
and through every form of art that I can do, sharing the culture and just empowering people to be who they are and be proud of the culture.
Very good. So, is this where the edutainment part of the company comes in? That has you are entertaining, providing the music, that you are also educating.
Correct. Yeah. Even down to the instruments that are being used and the claps and the beat.
As
Yes.
soon as you started the beat, I recognize it. And I tell folks as I go out and about in my talks and meeting folks, I said 80% of African Americans trace their roots back to the Gullah Geechee corridor, in particular South Carolina and Georgia, but North Carolina, Florida becoming much more aware of the Gullah Geechee roots, and there's a diversity in those roots, very very much diversity in those roots. But the more we peel back the layers and learn about who we are, we we understand the nuances and the complexities of who we are, and it comes out in our music. The music is the root. It's very foundational music. Jazz is Gullah Geechee. Um, Bluegrass, blues.
Yes.
If you trace the instruments, the banjo comes out of West Africa, and bluegrass is very heavily influenced by the banjo. So Gullah Geechee becomes this foundational culture that impacts all of America. So there are lots of folks who there's so much opportunity in learning more about this beautiful, beautiful culture that we are a part of. And it's so good to have someone like you in North Carolina, but just someone like you in the corridor, in the community, and making yourself available to everyone, not just in the community, but outside of the community. So, with the Wilmington area, I know I kind of talked about this, but we were talking specifically Brunswick County Islanders. But do you find more people in the Wilmington area becoming more aware?
I can say so. It's like a sleeping giant slowly waking up and just discovering why we do some of the things we do, even with the food arts, the way we eat food, the way we cook it, as you mentioned earlier. We call it soul food up here, but it's really Gullah Geechee. And my mom, she cooks rice with just about every meal.
Yeah.
And I tease her in a playful way. And I tell her, Mama, you're more Gullah than what you realize. And she wears her African garments, her house robes and everything. And it's just it's a joy to see everything connecting and certain words that we use up here, like when we're describing the white potatoes, the technical name for them are the Irish potatoes. But we don't say Irish, we say ash. So just certain nuances, certain things.
Yep. Definitely. So Tyrone, what else do we need to know about your journey and your business that you would like for us to know?
It's about building communities through the arts. So it's not just singing, not just songwriting and poetry and spoken word. If you dance is an artistic expression. I tend to dance a lot of times with no music. If I'm eating something and it tastes really good, I'm dancing. So any type of art form that's positive and that can be used to express the culture, we're doing it. You mentioned jazz. I love jazz. That's one of the genres of music that I perform as well. I perform gospel and inspirational, of course, and the Afro beats and reggae music, all of that.
It sounds like we're having you involved with something is going to be a fun time, educational time, but a fun time as you learn. You do have a YouTube channel, so congratulations on your
Thank you.
YouTube channel, and we want
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
to grow also. So everyone, please follow him um, on YouTube and go and like his page and subscribe to his YouTube page because that helps all of us grow. Um, it helps our small businesses to grow and all of us to grow. At the bottom of the screen, we have HT Hill Music LLC at Outlook.com. You can email Tyrone about your event that you have upcoming and see if he's available to work with you. I want to introduce you. We do have a restaurant down in Bucksport, South Carolina, and he does bring entertainers in. So I'm going to make sure that I introduce you to Donnie Green and his
Yes.
restaurant. Yeah, because he's actually has spoken word artists coming up. He's supposed to be sending me the information, so I'm not going to say the date because I might be wrong, folks. But we're going to know more about it because it's going to be on my page, the Gullah Geechee Chamber pages, and other pages and stuff. As soon as he gets his information to us. But yeah, you definitely need to meet with him. And there are others up and down the coast that you need to be introduced to, and I'll be happy to make some introductions.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm always happy to help the community. That's what we do at the Gullah Geechee Chamber of Commerce. All right, Tyrone. So what else do we need to know as we wrap up?
Oh yeah, sophomore project called
Okay.
Bellamy.
Yes.
I almost
How could
forgot to
forget
share it.
that? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot that. Yes. Okay. So tell us about this.
I have I have the hard copies now. They're $15 a piece. There are 7 tracks on here. All of it's music except for one track. It's a spoken word piece titled "We Are the Village." It was done live and it has live music to it. But there's no singing. It's spoken word on the last track. But It's an awesome CD. I've had nothing but good feedback about it. And I'm also in the process of getting the finishing touches done on the Gullah Me live concert CD. The concert was done August 6th of this year to wrap up celebrating Gullah Geechee Appreciation Week. So that live CD is going to have 13 tracks, and it'll be a mix of spoken word and music and singing. And there's also a spoken word CD that's in the process of being finished as well. So you can keep up with the updates through my Facebook artist page. I am Tyrone Hill, and you can also go to the YouTube, which is the real Tyrone Hill.
All right, and the Facebook is I am Tyrone Hill.
Yes.
And is this where we can also go to order the CD?
Yes, it's available on all major platforms. So you can see it on Amazon.com. It was distributed by CD Baby, so you'll see it on Deezer. You'll see it on Apple and Spotify and all of the major streaming services that you can go to.
All right, so you're on Facebook at I am Tyrone Hill, and then you're on YouTube with the real Tyrone Hill. And this is your most recent CD. And of course, we want to support you. And it's always easy to support folks when they're talented and they share their talent through music, through spoken word, through writings, whatever. But in your case, it's music and spoken word. So y'all go. At the bottom of the screen is his phone number, and this is his email address. Email him so you can find out where to purchase that book. But he's also listed at Amazon, the major places where you can go and purchase his CD, because we need to support our Gullah Geechee small businesses and this very talented young man. All right. And hi, Rhoda. Thank you, Rhoda, for watching today. Make sure you go and visit I Am Tyrone Hill on Facebook and the real Tyrone Hill on YouTube, and listen to this very talented young man. Tyrone, it's been wonderful having you on today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for reaching out so we can promote you. Keep feeding me your stuff. I'm going to put it up on our all of our Gullah Geechee Chamber social media. YouTube. Well, this is on YouTube Live right now, and this will stay on YouTube. But our Facebook pages, Twitter account. What do we have? Instagram. We have Instagram. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll put that on there along with how to order and how to get in contact with you, because this is what we're about. We're about supporting and uplifting and creating profit and sustainability for our small and micro businesses in the Gullah Geechee community. So we're always excited to have you with us. All right. Oh, and you can Cash App. Okay. And that Cash App is, let me get that Cash App up there. All right. Before we go, we'll get the Cash App up there too. If you want to Cash App Tyrone, that is right here. $ love without limit. Oh, I love that. $ LUV without limit. And of course, we all know that's one word in Cash App. Cash App him so you can get that CD. All right. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. You be safe getting back on that road.
Yes.
And we'll be in touch. And please reach out to us at any time.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a great day and enjoy the rest of your day. All right, everyone. That's Mr. Tyrone Hill with HT Hill Music and Edutainment LLC. Order his CD now. We'd like to support all of our smaller micro businesses in the Gullah Geechee community, and he has a new CD out, Gullah Me, with music and spoken word, variety of instruments. This is a talented young man, and we definitely, not only do we want to support them, we want to enjoy the music, folks. We, that's something beyond support. Support is one time, but learn the music, understand where he's coming from. He talks about educating and everything, and appreciate that music. You will return to him time and time again and purchase his products and support him. It's delightful to have him with us. We do have some other We do have some other events. Thank you. Brain freeze right then, people coming up. Just want to remind everybody on registration is open for the Gullah Geechee Environmental and Energy Conference, which is happening Saturday, October 15th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Georgetown, in person at the Howard Center. And if you can't make it in person, there's also virtual registration. Also, go to eventbrite.com and register, or you could go to GullahGeecheeFoundation.org and get registered. But you could click on through to Eventbrite. And of course, next Sunday, we have Third Sunday. And of course, you know what Third Sunday is about. Politics Talk, our regular host, Jamar Brown, Brandon Upson, and of course myself, Marilyn Hemingway. We're going to be talking about the midterm elections coming up on Tuesday, November 8th, 2022. Are you registered to vote? If you are not registered to vote, get registered. Folks, every election, local, state, or federal, very important that we vote. So next Sunday, we are going to be talking about the midterm elections with my co-hosts, Jamar Brown and Brandon Upson. If you have an upcoming event, let us know. We'll be happy to share the news. The Fish and Grits Music Festival. And yes, Ms. Latrice Bush, who joined us a few weeks ago to talk about the Fish and Grits Music Festival happening October 1st, 2022, 1 to 6 p.m. Come on out and have a good time. Tickets are on sale now. Get that smartphone out right now and click that QR code so it can take you to the website so you can purchase your tickets now. And we have started our 12-week culturally embedded entrepreneur course. This is happening next year also. So if you didn't register this year, we have it next year coming up also. We're into it now, so it's not going to be very helpful for you to jump into it now, but we are going to have it again next year. So get prepared for that, and we'll let everybody know when that is happening. It's always excited to join you on Sundays at 4 o'clock. And also Wednesdays at 4 o'clock on A Gathering Place. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Be safe out there. Thank you, Tyrone Hill with HT Hill Music and Edutainment for joining us today. We really enjoyed your music, your performance, and we look forward to more from you, young man. We look forward to learning more from you. Once again, every second Sunday we discuss small businesses in the Gullah Geechee community, and we invite all of you to contact us and let us know about your small or micro business, and come on and let the greater community know about your small business or micro business. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day, and good night. Yeah, we like to go. I try to go like at least 5 but yeah, it's like a coping mechanism.